What's up? Welcome back to For StarCraft 2 Strategy, your #1 location for step-by-step strategy and tutorial videos. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Zerg strategy. This is a mirror matchup, so Zerg versus Zerg. Basically what we're going to be looking at is going for fast Roaches versus a Zerg opponent who is going for that early expansion. The idea is that you're going to get up your Roaches in place of the resources that your opponent used to spend on expanding. And then you're going to hit them before they can have a sizable enough of an army to fend off those Roaches. So in this particular strategy replay, the Zerg player that we are looking at is Watsonator, and our Zerg opponent here is Boomer. So Watsonator versus Boomer, Zerg versus Zerg. Let's go ahead and take a look just at the Watsonator camera here. So we're going to be starting off with a fairly basic opener, which means getting drones and an overlord. Great. Player opting not to go for that extractor trick. I did remember reading somewhere that some research had been done, and I guess that extractor trick is only really most beneficial if you're going for a straight up 10 pool. If not, then it's kind of, there's no point, and you might as well go for that 9 overlord. So I guess that's kind of been the consensus now. I'm not sure. I still see people doing that extractor trick. I still don't like it. I think it's neat. I haven't done it personally. In fact, I haven't really played Zerg in a while. I haven't played a ton of StarCraft lately because I've been too busy making these videos. So let me know in the comments what you think about that. I think I'm still doing pretty well though. My 2v2 team was like rank 2 diamond, and in 1v1 I think I'm hovering around rank 10 right now. Just not playing in a while, you tend to drop down. It happens. Not a big deal though. So we went ahead and we went for that 14 spawning pool. And we are going to be following that up with an extractor shortly. In fact, there we go. We got that 15 extractor. Now, scouting in our opponent's base, we do see that their spawning pool is a little bit behind ours. They're not quite at the same point that we are. Let's go to that everyone view and just reconfirm that. There's their spawning pool, and there's ours. So actually, it's right about on the same page. I lied. Back to Watsonator view here. So we got that scouting information. We did see their spawning pool down. We did not, however, see that extractor. So that kind of tells us right there that they're not going to be going for the early Roach or the early Baneling or the early layer. That basically tells us, and not seeing an extractor when we moved in there, that they are going to be in fact going for that fast expansion. Now as you can see, we do finally move in our overlord and we do see that fast expansion, so our suspicions were confirmed. Now we are dropping that Roach Warren as a response to seeing that that fast expansion was likely to be going down. Again, and you may be wondering, people have asked me specifically to take a look at scouting information and relay what information that conveys to us. Moving in at that point, we saw the spawning pool, we saw a lack of extractor, and we knew at that point that in our timing we had an extractor then. So seeing that they don't, and seeing that they're just basically going for that mineral economy, that kind of tells us that they're likely to be getting that fast expansion. So again, we responded by getting that Roach Warren. We're going to be pumping out some Roaches as well. And then with our scouting overlord, we confirmed the fact that they went for that fast expansion. So now we know we're in a really good position. They have dumped 300 minerals into getting this expansion, and they likely have also been producing lots of drones in order to saturate this as soon as possible. So they are going to be behind an army. So what we're doing is we're going to mass up some Roaches here. We are getting our second extractor as well, so that we can prepare for a tech switch if we want to go up to layers, or just to have enough gas to pump out more Roaches as well. In fact, we completely skipped Zerglings altogether. We just went straight up for those Roaches. I would suggest maybe getting a few Zerglings, maybe just 2 or 3 early on. That's going to help you defend if you do get pushed out by your opponent with some Zerglings. Jeez, that was weird. I don't know why. I'm having trouble talking today. Also, I don't know if you noticed, I'm a little stuffy, a little under the weather today, but it's okay. I'm still going to work on these videos for you guys. So we do finally have a sizable amount of Roaches out, and again, we have our spotter overlord here taking a look at what's going on. We do see this expansion is getting saturated. Again, that confirms to us the fact that they have been wasting resources on getting up this expansion, and that means they're lacking those resources in army as to what we have comparatively. So we know at this point that it's going to be a good time to push out. We are, of course, going to be continuously producing Roaches and having them rallied to our opponent's base, prepared for support for this attack here. So we're going to be pushing forward, taking a look at what our opponent has. Few Zerglings right there. Obviously not going to do too much against these Roaches. Up until the point that they can get speed and get a big surround on our Roaches, they just basically get burnt up by this little acid spit that we've got going on here. Now, he does have a few roaches himself, but, I mean, this harkens back to what I said, the fact that in spending resources on this expansion, he's going to lack an army, and simply because of the fact that you skipped going for that expansion, you do have that much more of an army than he does. And that's basically how it works. That's a theory behind pushing out on your opponent when they go for a fast expansion. And just to let you know, this doesn't mean that they're always going to be behind an army compared to you. In fact, after a short amount of time, once they get this expansion saturated, they're in fact going to surpass you because they're going to have a larger economy. The point is, you want to move out when you have a decent force and not too long after the point that they expand, because if you do wait too long, then you are in fact going to be at a disadvantage. And this was the perfect time to push out with these roaches. We moved out once we had about 5 or 6 roaches, and then continued to support here. So again, let's go ahead and take a look at this basic strategy, starting off with that 14 pool, and then we followed that up with an extractor as well. We got that scouting information, we moved into his base, we saw the spawning pool and a lack of any extractors. That told us that he was likely to be going for that fast expansion, and now in fact when moving out with our scouting overload, we did in fact see that fast expansion, and we had started building our Roach Warren in preparation for that. And then once being confirmed of the fact that that fast expansion was up, we just stuck to this one base play, we massed up roaches, and we pushed out as soon as we had a sizable force and before that they got too much of an economic advantage from the expansion there. So again guys, this has been for StarCraft 2 Strategy, your #1 location for step-by-step strategy and tutorial videos. If you guys like our videos here and you like what we're doing, please do go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep watching and keep owning, guys. So as you can see, this spawning pool is just about finished researching the speed upgrade. The Reapers are in here now dancing around our queen. Like I told you, they can just dance around all day. You're almost never going to get the chance to hit them, and you're just going to lose your queen. So try to be safe, try to stay on the creep. Use your Zerg links to go ahead and push forward and take care of those Reapers.